Hello guys and welcome back. Today I'm going over who I believe to be the single most underrated boss in the Borderlands universe. If you saw the thumbnail, you already know who I'm talking about, Professor Nakayama. This video is one that I've personally wanted to make for such a long time. It's 100% based purely off my own opinion and it's nothing really too crazy. So we might disagree, but that's okay, and I just think he's really interesting and wanted to talk about him, so now I have that excuse. So once again, the art in the thumbnail is from Senomancer, who still makes Borderlands art over on their DeviantArt, so I'll link to the page down in the description, so go check that out. So with that, let's get right into it. Okay, so just before I start, this video will contain spoilers for Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel, and Tales from the Borderlands. So if you care about not having anything spoiled at all for you, leave now, even though these are old games and you should know what you're getting into. Okay, so now let's start. So most people don't even think of Professor Nakayama as anyone more than the doctor who lived out in the wildlands in Sir Hammerlock's DLC, and killed himself by falling down the stairs. But he's so much more than that. As a side villain, he had a larger impact on the series, more so than anyone else. Professor Nakayama, if you don't know, is a Hyperion scientist who idolizes Handsome Jack, and is the main boss in the Borderlands 2 DLC, Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt. He doesn't appear in Borderlands 1, so we can just skip right by that game without learning about any more details. So first, let's talk about his accomplishments in Borderlands the pre-sequel. In the mission Lab 19, the Vault Hunters discover that Nakayama has actually cloned the destroyer from Borderlands 1, which is the big boss at the very end. After you open the vault of the game, that's the destroyer, the big one-eyed alien with all the tentacles. Obviously, his calculations are a bit off if you've ever played the mission, so it's not a full-size clone, and thus it's named the Tiny Destroyer, which then the Vault Hunter kills, and it's not really too much of a problem for most people, but just being able to create a universe-destroying alien is a huge accomplishment that's often overlooked. He's such a cool villain, even just in this one moment, but there's more, so let's keep going. In Borderlands 2, after killing Handsome Jack, Nakayama creates hordes of his mutated monsters and other traps to stop the Vault Hunters. Because of this, the DLC offers some of the most challenging mini-bosses in the game, including Jackenstein, who is invincible everywhere except for his two conduits on his shoulders, which can provide a lot of trouble for players even if they are well versed in the game. And there's also Woundspike, who has the Hyperion turret on his back and the Handsome Jack mask on. And both of these creatures were created by Nakayama while trapped in the middle of nowhere with only the resources on his crash ship, with no other outside support from Hyperion or any other doctors or scientists on the ship. And what other villain is that resourceful and smart? None of them. And then lastly, we'll jump into Tales from the Borderlands. Even though Nakayama is dead by this point and we see his body in episode 1, we also later in the series see that he was able to clone Jack, sort of, and upload the Handsome Jack AI on an ID drive. I don't want to get too much more into that because it's definitely a game you'll want to experience for yourself, but just know he was able to clone the Handsome Jack, and he does all this and still doesn't receive the credit he deserves. I would not be surprised if we see remnants of his leftover technology again, at least mentioned somewhere in the Borderlands universe. Maybe on a computer it's just a tab open randomly like a small Easter egg and hint, but I think even if we leave Pandora, Hyperion is a lot larger than one planet, and the company could still very well hold on to some of his unreleased ideas, and could definitely be hinted at in the future. And I have to mention again, I'm so disappointed that Gearbox killed him off. I understand though that they had to, and the game would not be fun if every villain lived, no matter how great they were, and we still have Captain Scarlet, so you win some, you lose some. But let me know what you guys think. Do you still think that Professor Nakayama is a joke, or should he be treated with a little bit more respect? And thanks for watching this, because this is just kind of a dumb video I wanted to make and I was really excited to make. So like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.